Hey, what's up everybody? It's Silver Seeker, and today we're going to talk about something which I think is kind of cool. Now, there's people that are very interested in being as private as possible, and I totally understand that. I'm kind of there with you. However, PCGS has released an article on their website, which I was just reading, talking about releasing NFC chips and their gold shield labels starting in 2020, which I think is really cool. Now, if you're very into privacy and you're worried about the government knowing where you keep your coins and where they are, the NFC chips can be very not welcoming. We'll just go with that route. But I think it's really kind of a cool idea because there's so many fake slabs out there. And with the technology that they are putting into these NFC chips to protect your rare coins, I think it's actually kind of cool. Is it something I would recommend for every low budget coin that you see in a slab, a $40 or $50 Morgan silver dollar? No, of course not. But for something really neat like the 2019 S Enhanced Reverse Proof Silver Eagle, which I just got back from NGC the other day, you can check that video out in the description below, I would highly recommend it. In fact, had PCGS offered this when I sent my Silver Eagle off, I would have considered getting a gold shield label on it with that NFC chip installed. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the article and talk about it because, again, I think it's really cool, but again, I can see the privacy buffs and those, worried about, another executive order taking away our gold and silver, a little bit worried about something like this. But again, let's go check it out and we'll talk to you in the video. Okay, so here we are on PCGS's own website. This is their actual article about it. It talks about PCGS announcing a security chip embedded slab to protect against counterfeiting. Now, it talks about what I had said earlier, that these chips are going to be automatically in gold shield slabs. So you can see here, this is a gold shield slab, and it shows you that under the label here is your NFC chip, which is really cool. Now, there's some pretty cool security features in here that I like. You would say that maybe the NFC chips are just going to be counterfeit as well, but I'm going to read to you a paragraph which I thought was really cool as a way to prevent counterfeiting, and I really like this as a way to prevent counterfeit slabs because it is starting to become a pretty major problem. So it states here, these state-of-the-art NFC chips, which individually serve as one part of a wireless connection, incorporate encrypted technology to securely exchange data between it and other NFC-enabled devices, such as a smartphone. Now that's all fine and dandy, we all know about that, but however, right here, I like this. So Mark Robinson, Vice President of IoT Services, Identification Technologies with HID Global, explains, the NFC chip contains a Uniform Resource Locator, or URL, that generates a unique cryptographic one-time password that changes every time the chip is tapped. So basically, this password changes every time somebody taps the chip, and it's validated by the HID Trusted Tag Cloud Authentication Service to prove that it is the exact same tag that was issued with the slab. And what makes this really cool, if you guys have ever enabled, two-factor authentication on, say, like a website, for example, YouTube, where it, gives you a code that changes every 60 seconds and you have to enter the current code to be able to log in, this is kind of the same way. So it's actually going to change the password every single time that it's updated, or every single time that it's accessed, I should say, and then it will change it so that each time that it accesses, it's a new password, and if you don't have the right chip, it's not going to have the right password. And that right there is really cool. Now, these chips do not have any batteries. They don't need them. It just basically serves as wireless information that can be accessed by an NFC device, which also provides the electricity needed to read the chip. So it doesn't actually take very much, which is really cool. So what I like most about this, again, is there are a lot of fake slabs out there. It's actually starting to become a pretty major problem. So again, for lower end stuff like lower end Morgans and things like that, this isn't something you would ever really worry about doing too much. However, for things like what they're showing right here, a flowing hair proof 67 D-cam 1879 $4 gold piece, okay, maybe, just maybe you would want to, have that with the NFC chip in it. Of course, like I had stated earlier, if you're worried about, the government knowing where all the slabs are and where all the gold is, I mean, these chips can really only be read, with an NFC-enabled device that's within inches or maybe even at the most a couple of feet away from your slab. But that's not to say that technology in the future isn't going to change that. So that's not something I'm worried about. But, there are some people out there that, are worried about things like that. You never know. Another president could sign a new Executive Order 6102 stating that, hoarding gold is illegal. I believe that was Franklin D. Roosevelt that forbade the hoarding of gold bullion, and certificates within the United States, which was actually pretty crazy at the time. And so if anyone's worried about another Executive Order 6102 taking all of our gold away, and then you don't want to have these chips on your gold so they don't know where it is, well, you're not buying these for the gold. You're not buying this $4 gold piece for the gold value. You're buying it as a coin. And I guess if you ever really have to worry about that and we get into that situation, you can just crack the slab and throw away the chip. So anyway, guys, I personally think it's really cool. And, I give props to PCGS for doing something really cool like this. I do hope that NGC follows suit. I'm a huge fan of NGC, as you guys know. If you see my other videos, I do a lot more NGC unboxings than PCGS. But this is really cool, so I'm going to give them props for that, and hopefully you see something like this from NGC in the future. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope that you think this is exciting technology. I certainly do. I'm looking forward to seeing this on some of the higher-end coins. A lot of you are probably going to say what I'm thinking is PCGS is probably like, ooh, we're going to be able to reslab a lot of these very valuable coins with these NFC chips and charge all the extra money to reslab them just to have the chip inside the slab. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, I do think it's cool technology, and I'm pretty excited about it, and I give PCGS a huge thumbs up for doing something like this. Again, only recommend it for higher coins, but since they're going to include it already with the gold shield, it's not a big deal. It's free with gold shield, so they're not actually increasing the price of a gold shield slab. They're just adding more anti-counterfeiting technology to go along with it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.